Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. The Toronto Raptors actually made history with last night's win against the Los Angeles Clippers. This is the first time a Raptors team has ever won 5 road games on the same trip, consecutive or otherwise, which I feel like is a crazy stat. I was very surprised when I heard that, but 13 games are left, guys. There are 13 games left for the Toronto Raptors. They are currently tied with the Cavs at that 6th seed. I don't know if they have I don't think they have the tiebreakers, so they're currently the 7th seed still. But you are literally like no games behind Cleveland. All you got to do is win basketball games. And with, what do you have? The Lakers tomorrow. Then you have the Bulls on Monday. You have Cleveland next week. You have Boston next week. Right now, Toronto is technically in the play-in tournament, but literally they play 3 teams that are within 2.5 games of them next week. So with 13 games left, 10 of them are actually at home, which is huge for Toronto, absolutely huge for them. It's now or never, really. You know, Toronto right now, they've won 5 straight basketball games. That unbelievably impressive road trip. I'm feeling good about it. You know, I personally, and this has nothing to do with the Cavs just because of how crazy of a year they've had, but I would imagine Cleveland kind of falls back into the play-in tournament and Toronto takes their spot. But from there, you have, like I said, you're only 2.5 games out of the Celtics. You're only 2.5 games out of the Bulls. Like, technically speaking, a home spot, the 4 seed, is still very much in play. Like, technically, that is still in play. Welcome back to the channel, though, man. If you guys are new here, hit the like button, hit that sub button. I pretty much post Raptors content every day. I post NBA content every day. If we could try and get 100 likes on this video, that would be awesome. Raptors Nation, you guys have been loving these videos the last couple of days, so I appreciate all the love. Man, I can't help but to flex here. At the start of the season, I had the Raptors being the 5 seed. I had them being the 5 seed, and I actually had Brooklyn being the 4 seed. And I said, right before the season started, I said Toronto is going to take down the Brooklyn Nets in the first round of the NBA playoffs, and they're going to advance to the second round, and the league's going to be shocked. Little did I know James Harden would end up getting traded. You have Ben Simmons there, who apparently is only going to play a couple of games. Kyrie still can't play at home. So right now, you know, as long as Toronto can get a couple more wins, I don't really think Brooklyn's honestly that much of a threat for catching up. Now, you do have Ben Simmons could come back. That whole situation honestly makes 0 sense. I mean, I thought he was healthy all year. Dude was playing video games. Dude was streaming out here. And all of a sudden, he gets traded and he's not healthy. And it's like, what's going on here? So Toronto, you know, I understand Brooklyn still, you know, they're still shorthanded. I don't think they really have anybody important on defense, if we're being honest here. Like, Bruce Brown and Drummond are kind of dope as far as defense goes specifically, but, like, I don't think, if those are your 2 best defenders right now, healthy, with Ben Simmons being out, like, your defense is garbage. Their defense was garbage last year, still garbage this year. Like, they need to figure stuff out on defense, because if you don't have your big 3 healthy, like, what are you going to do? I mean, there's not much you really can do. So, you know, as flawed as Brooklyn looks right now, I still don't want the Raptors to be in that play-in tournament. Although, you know, you don't want to play them in a play-in game. But I really think it would be sick if Toronto got that 6 seed, if they could secure at least the 6 seed. Right now, you have the Chicago Bulls absolutely suffering. They can't beat any good teams, and they're on a tough part of their schedule right now. And I would say if Toronto just keeps riding this momentum, if you beat LA tomorrow, if you beat the Lakers tomorrow, which is very viable, you beat them tomorrow, then you beat the Chicago Bulls on Monday, like, all of a sudden you're probably half a game to a game at the absolute most. You're definitely going to be the 6 seed, but, like, you're probably pretty close from clinching a home seed. The thing is, Boston is a very talented basketball team. Boston is really catching their groove. Here's the thing, though, and this is the good news. You have OG Anunoby hopefully returning soon. Malachi Flynn actually should be getting reevaluated later today or earlier today. It's already 3 o'clock, so he should be reevaluated today. He had a 10-day timetable till his next evaluation, which happened on March 7th, and it's the 17th right now. There's still not really like a firm day with OG Anunoby, but it's not like he's getting ruled out of games before they or like several games before they happen. So it's not like, oh, okay, OG is going to miss tomorrow's game against the Lakers. Like, it's not like those are coming out. It's more on the day of, you're getting a report saying, all right, OG, for example, 19 hours ago, before last night's game against the Clippers, you have a report come out say, all right, OG Anunoby with his finger injury, he's not playing tonight. So I would imagine next week, Monday actually, I would think is kind of his return date. That's when I think OG is going to come back. And OG does so much offensively, does so much defensively. I love talking about him on this channel, but really what you're missing out on is crazy. What the Raptors have been able to do, especially on the road for 5 straight games without OG. I know he's been out for more than 5 games. It's so impressive, though. Like, it's literally just so impressive. You're missing a guy who is giving you 17 and a half. So you're missing a guy who's literally giving you 17, 18 points every single night. So we all know the Raptors bench. We all know how flawed that Raptors bench is. So you got to find other ways to make up for that. That's not easy. That's not easy. So that's why you have guys like Scotty Barnes right now, absolutely balling their ass off. I mean, everyone has stepped up in wake of OG Anunoby. But this year, I'll say this. OG didn't have the most efficient year. There were times where he would look really good. There were times where he would look, pretty cold, pretty icy, especially from downtown. He's not having that much success. I'll get you his stats here. 17.5 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 44% from the field, which is about 3% lower than his career average, 35%, which is 2 percentage points lower than his career three-pointer. So he's shooting 35% from downtown, which, like, it's serviceable, but being a career 37% three-point shooter, I'm thinking OG, hopefully that finger isn't bothering him when he comes back, but I would imagine OG, like long term, OG will definitely be fine, but I guess that might be a little bit of concern. But, like, once again, like 35%, it's not like that's necessarily a concern at all. So really, the main reason I want to see OG back on the court is his defense. And then obviously just being another scoring option. I mean, he would be your number 3 guy as far as offensive scoring goes. And then you have Gary Trent Jr. I guess him and Gary kind of go hand in hand a little bit. But you have Gary, you have Scotty. So the way Scotty's been playing 15 plus, I mean, you literally have every single starter of yours averaging pretty much 15 or more per game. That's really talented. But OG, defensively, the guy's a stick. You can put him on best defender. Scotty Barnes has really been taking on that role. We saw with Jokic, we saw with LeBron, but OG Anunoby can do the same exact thing. I mean, OG is a stud. So now you have 2 defensive studs coming back to the lineup. 13 games left, 10 of them are at home, and they're pretty much all going to be important games. So I think Toronto's definitely up for the task. So we'll see what they can do. But I would imagine they definitely get to that 6 seed at the very least. We'll see if they can get to 5. We'll see if they could even somehow slip into 4. So hit the like button, hit that sub button for more, and drop a comment down below. Where do you see the Raptors finishing this season at?